Ever since I was a little kid, I can remember seeing pictures in books and watching on movies of these cars that would drive past these trees that were wider than them, these giant sequoias, these redwoods. And I've always wanted to see them. The closest I ever got was when we went to Vancouver Island to the old growth forest. And yeah, those trees were really big, but they're not really big. Yosemite Information Center. The park rangers were super helpful, gave me some instructions of where to go to get views of the iconic Half Dome. So we got about a 40-minute drive down the road here to head towards the Yosemite Valley. We're going to check that out and check out Half Dome. Well guys, we're here in Yosemite National Park. We got the Plaid parked up and you probably already hear it, but at the side of the road, there is a natural spring, guys. Check this out. No chlorine, bromine, fluorine, all that crap they put in there. Look at this beautiful, beautiful water here. Love it. Let's have some. It's the same Yeti that we drank out of the mountain in Newfoundland. Ah, beautiful. We are going for a cold plunge. We've got the Plaid parked up behind me. We're going down this trail here, down to the river. And we're gonna plunge right in Yosemite here. Looking forward to it. So that was an epic cold plunge. Just met these guys back here, camped out. They said they've been here for a week in Yosemite, and it turns out they're from a town just about an hour north of Montreal. So we were talking about the Cross Canada road trip and all the cool places that I visited in Montreal. They know them as well. Just hopping over this big log right here, heading back up to the Plaid. We're headed for Sequoia National Park. Here we are. There it is, the legendary Half Dome. If you've ever seen the North Face logo, that is the mountain that's depicted there, Half Dome. Charged up here in Fresno, and we are headed to Sequoia National Park. Did 100% charge, and the car is showing actually pretty minimal battery degradation, even after all these crazy road trips. Like, it was like over 570 kilometers, or whatever that converts to, like not that much under 400 miles. So this thing is, it's a beast. Loving the Tesla Plaid. Let's get back on the road. Here we are driving through Sequoia National Park. and it is dark. It is actually just struck midnight. So this is a crazy twisty road we're gonna get into here. My understanding it is because they had to build it in and around the rocks, but also in and around the old trees. They couldn't clear cut anything, obviously, because there's a beautiful old sequoias in here. Just don't want to hit an animal, just taking it easy here. Just want to get there in one piece. It's almost 12:30. We've made it to Sequoia National Forest. We're going to bed down for the night here and drive the, I guess it's about 20 minutes away or whatever, to the giant sequoia that we want to see. But there are some enormous trees here, but you can't see them in the camera because we have no light. It's so freaky. Anyways, we got the Plaid here. It's bedtime, so we're gonna get some sleep. I just want to give you the update here. We have no signal on the car, no cell signal, no data on any device. That's with 3 different networks. There's nothing here. We're at the entrance to Sequoia National Park. And yeah, that's kind of where things are at right now. So sleepy time, and we'll see what it looks like in the daylight. Good night, everybody. Well, good morning from Sequoia National Park. Slept here in the Plaid last night, right at the park entrance. I'm so excited to get in here. It looks obviously so different in the daytime. There's a ton of these evergreen trees that have been burnt out. I don't know if that's from a controlled burn. I'm assuming not, because these are beautiful big trees, but there's been a big fire come through here recently. We're about to head into the park to go and check out one of the largest sequoias. It is called the General Sherman, and I'm so excited to check it out. It's one of these larger than life, absolutely massive trees. So I'm really excited to see that. And we're gonna drive this thing right through a sequoia. So let's get into the park and check it out. Camped out in the Plaid, where as a precaution, I did not run camp mode. I didn't run any climate mode. It was quite cool outside, so I just had a blanket on me and I was just fine, but I wanted to conserve the battery because we're heading into a place that has no chargers. We're sitting at about 57% when we landed here last night and woke up with 57%. So 0 drain last night. I was so happy to see that. I did a full shutdown, made the car go to sleep, and then I went to sleep. Got a good night's rest, woke up, and yeah, here we are rocking and rolling. So I want to see how this all plays out with the electricity battery situation here in Sequoia National Forest. Guys, I had to stop and pull over because this is spectacular. You're in Sequoia National Park when you see this beast. Look at these trees. This is larger than life. It's absolutely massive. Look at these guys. Big beast redwoods here. Sequoia National Forest. We're getting into the big ones now. Boy, I feel really small here. We got the Plaid, and we have a tree that is like, I don't know, 3 times as wide as the car. Wow, incredible. So here it is, guys. Giant sequoia. The camera doesn't do it justice, but use my hand for scale. First time ever touching a sequoia tree. There you go. It's actually kind of soft. It's almost like furry, similar to like a very soft cedar bark, and there's a lot of moss on it. This is an old tree. How you doing, big guy? Look at this. Massive sequoia tree. It's just breathtaking. Look at it with the car for scale. Look at this. Just phenomenal. Let's go see some more. Well, we're out here in beautiful Sequoia National Forest making some French press coffee that I picked up in Yosemite National Park. It's called Gold Run Blend from Mother Lode Coffee Roastery. It smells amazing. Looking forward to getting into it. Shout out to Frubble, Jimmy, the Frubble table buddy, coming in clutch. It's been all through a ton of Canadian national parks, now American national parks. So there you go. So this has been kind of brewing for a couple of minutes here with water just off the boil. So we got our little French press attachment. You guys, if you've seen any of my other road trip videos, you would have seen this thing in action. And we filmed it in Thunder Bay, Kakabeka Falls. We are at Kakabeka Falls. Man, what a beautiful waterfall. Second biggest waterfall in Canada. And also, where was that? At one of the lighthouses. I think it was East Point Lighthouse in Prince Edward Island. This makes a really good cup of coffee. Here we go. Look at this place, eh? All these redwoods. After I make coffee, I'm heading down to the General Sherman. It's about an hour past when I usually have a cup of coffee, so. Thermos going here for later. Beautiful. Okay guys, first sip, let's see. Maybe it smells really good because we're in Sequoia National Park and I'm just blown away by the beauty here, but the temperature's rising. It's like that kind of sweet, not cedar, but kind of along that idea, the evergreen smell. So it's really nice. Let's get some coffee here. Great. Let's go see the tree. All right, guys, we are off. We're geared up. Got the boots on, got the coffee. Plaid's parked up, Sequoia National Park. Let's go see the General Sherman. All right, we are on the trail. Let's go see this tree. Been to a lot of forests, but nothing like this. All right, so there's a sign here that says Steep Trail High Altitude General Sherman Tree is just under half a mile. So I don't know if we needed the hiking boots, but whatever. I didn't want to wear my flip-flops or sandals, slides, whatever you want to call them. Look at the size of these redwoods. Are beautiful, beautiful. Never seen one in real life before. Here it is. Maybe it's the coffee improving it. So this trail goes way down there. You can just see it snaking around. So it's gonna be quite the descent here. Not a long distance, but a lot of elevation change. So we've reached the halfway point, letting us know this thing is 138 feet. Wow. Big tree. Let's go see it. One thing I will say about these American national parks here in California is they're very well done. Everything is upkept really nicely. Get these nice benches here made out of fallen trees. It's really beautiful here. I am thoroughly enjoying this. This is not a long hike, of course. Just heck, it's a nice stroll if you just want to take your time. It's fully paved, which I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be gravel, so I didn't want to wear sandals or anything like that, but it's very well done. Here we are, guys. We are at the General Sherman. This is the biggest tree on earth, over 36.5 feet wide at the base. It is absolutely gargantuan. It's such a shame the camera just doesn't do it justice. What an enormous tree. It really doesn't feel real. You know, I was just down at Disney. They got that big fake tree that they made out of concrete, and this feels the same way, but it's real. It's literally been growing here for thousands of years. What an incredible piece of nature. Guys, this is nothing short of spectacular. I mean, walk around this tree. I was blown away when I walked up to it, but just went around the circumference, and it is just crazy how big this is. It's like, I just thought it would be cool, you know, come by and whatever, but I'm just like, I'm freaking gobsmacked by the like majesty. Is that the right word of these trees? Anyways, oh, Josh is excited. Come here. Come here and look at these and tell me you're not going to get excited. All right. I've always wanted to do this. I've seen this in books when I was a kid, you know, in movies and whatnot, but here's a giant sequoia that fell a long, long time ago. And we're gonna walk inside. All right, guys, here we go. We're going inside. We are inside a sequoia. This is crazy. Look at the age of this thing. Wow. Here we are at a cross section of one of these incredible redwood trees. This one in particular is over 2,200 years old. What you can see here is up at the center. You can see when this tree was just a sapling. Think of the history that has happened in the world as this tree was growing. It survived fires and earthquakes and all kinds of wild stuff. Amazing to see it, just spectacular. Makes you feel about this big.
Everywhere. How old? Because that's what gives it the stability for that weight. Right. Of course. Because we can't go under. If you went up and grabbed their needles, they have little, basically little pricks on them that will stick in your finger. If you
so this, the taller one there, that little Christmas tree looking thing, that's a baby sequoia.
That's a baby sequoia.
Wow. So
my
cool.
Glasses on, I'm pretty sure this one is too.
Yeah.
And they don't get their color until later on in life too.
Really?
So it's hard to tell too. Also has 200 seeds inside.
Yeah.
So when the fire goes up into the canopy, it dries that out. It opens them up and it throws out the seeds.
Which obviously you don't
Out of
tell us
200
to
seeds, we're lucky if we get one to grow.
Yeah.
And a sequoia has to have bare soil.
Well, now we got the long climb back up to the parking lot. We're at an altitude of over 7,000 feet. So believe it or not, the air up here is quite thin. That's why I'm already taking some deep breaths, trying to talk and hike at the same time. And of course, we're going up a massive incline. Everyone else here is taking the bus back up. I'm doing the hike. Let's go. Well, feeling that altitude. Woo, beauty. Back at the lodge. We did it. Hiked down, hiked up. Altitude of over 7,000 feet, saw the General Sherman. Did not take the bus back up at the end. Is it worth it? Yep. You want to get humbled real quick? Go walk in that forest. Feel about this big. All the problems in the world, politics, all this BS. These trees have outlasted it all. Thousands of years. Like Roman Empire times, these things were saplings. Incredible. 100% happy I came. We'll see you later. Okay guys, we saw that warning sign back there. Winding road. We've just engaged full self-driving supervised. And of course we know from our experience in Yosemite Park that it's gonna handle it no problem at all. Here we are, guys. Full self-driving supervised. We are in Sequoia National Park. Check this out. Going right between these trees and super tight clearance on each side. Like it's nothing for this phenomenal software. Look at this. Lanes are merging back together and it's just handling it almost like magic. Here we go, full self-driving supervised, going through the tree tunnel. Oh my gosh, here we are, Sequoia National Park. We are driving through a tree. Spectacular. All right, guys, so that about wraps it up here. We are at the tunnel tree, or the auto tree they call it. We're finishing things up here in Sequoia National Park. What an unbelievable place to visit. I highly recommend it. This is a bucket list location. You gotta come down here. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next one.